Hi, today we're going to make poppy cakes. We don't call them pancakes because our kids and all their cousins have always called their grandfather, my husband's dad, Poppy. And he makes these all the time, you know, every family get together that we're all there for breakfast, he always makes these. And this recipe was actually handed down from his mother, so it's a super old recipe and it's super duper good. And all you need to make it is buttermilk, eggs, sugar, vanilla, baking soda, and Bisquick. And I use a little bit of butter to cook them in, but you can also just use oil, which either of those things you'd have around the house, I'm sure. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and separate my eggs. So I just break them in half, and then I'm going to go back and forth and just go ahead and get all the white out and let it fall into this little custard cup and throw the yellow there. Do another one. And if you mess up and some yellow gets into the white, you can go in, if it's kind of in one blob, and usually you can scoop back out with the eggshell. And we're going to save our yellows because even though we're going to whip up the whites right now, there we go. Whoa, almost made a big mess out of that one. Did not crack this egg very well, but there, it worked. So I've separated the eggs. I've got my egg whites and my egg yolks. I'm going to take the egg whites and I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. You can use a hand mixer. I just happen to have this and use it. If you're using one of these, make sure you use your whisk whip, not the, kind of more cake batter, bigger thing. And we're going to whip these up till they're really nice and firm peaks have formed. So I will go ahead and do that off camera so you don't have to listen to this going. Okay, so our eggs are all whipped now. Let me go ahead and show you what they look like. Just take this thing out of the way. So as you can see, peaks form. So they're nice and stiff. You don't want to overdo it, but they shouldn't be soft and runny. So that's what they look like. And I'm going to set these aside because we'll go ahead and use this bowl for other things and we're going to be adding these back in later. So I'll go ahead and I'll slide the egg whites into this bowl now. We will use them at the end. I'll put this back. Oh, and if you ever don't have Bisquick and you want to make this, so you can make your own Bisquick. I think it was something like just flour, I believe, some sort of shortening like butter or Crisco, I think whatever you have, and some salt and baking soda, something like that. Look it up, Google it, and you can always make your own Bisquick. So now we'll go ahead and take our Bisquick, our eggs, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, add the entire 32 ounces of buttermilk. This will seem kind of runny in the beginning when you make it. Oh, my husband, what are you doing? Oh, funny, he threw me a paper airplane. He doesn't want to be in any videos, so I guess he wants to communicate with me. That is very funny. Wait. Oh, okay. Look what it says. I want one. So when I'm done with this, he wants a pancake. How cute is that? That is adorable. I like these becoming part of my videos. Okay, I'm gonna put my little attachment back on here and go ahead and mix this up. So I've gone ahead and mixed it for about a minute. If you're doing it with a hand mixer, it'll probably take longer. Let me show you what it looks like. It should be rather runny. This is normal. It's supposed to be like this. So now we'll go ahead and we'll fold in the egg whites. You can do this with a mixer, but the old-fashioned way is to do it like this. So I'll do it that way. But I have to say, I have been lazy before and I've just thrown it in there and let it mix away. So, you just want to keep the fluff kind of in there. That's why you don't want to beat it to death, because the whole point of the egg whites is to make these fluffier and that they rise higher. So I'm just kind of carefully, gently, actually, more than carefully, mixing this in. And there's going to be a tiny bit of lumpiness to it, but overall, just trying to distribute this evenly throughout the batter. Now these are really good the next day too. They'll be thinner, a little bit more crepe-like. They'll probably be a little fluffier today on day 1. And this makes a whole lot of batter. So if you don't have a lot of people or your family doesn't like pancakes a lot, I would probably have this recipe if it's just for 2 people or something, unless you're really hungry, because this is a heck of a lot of batter. This is what it looks like all mixed up. Let's make one. Let's make one for Steve. So I'm going to melt some butter now and just kind of move it around the pan a little bit. I'm being very careful that I don't scratch the non-stick with the metal of this knife, but that's about as big as I'm gonna make this pancake right now. I've got this on medium-high heat. Now we'll get a spoonful of the batter, a ladleful really, right? And there we go. I really like using these silicone spatulas. I find that they slip really nicely under pancakes and kind of thinner things like that. They're not real sturdy, so if you're removing something heavy, like, you know, beef patties or something, you don't want to use these, but they're really nice for pancakes and for lifting cookies up because they're really, I don't know if you can see this, but how thin. Oh, here, can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Grace, how big joke. I just wanted to show you, see how it's starting to kind of get a ridge here? It's starting to build up and kind of look solid, and I'm getting bubbles that are starting to show up. That means it's starting to really cook. It's still not quite ready to flip yet. You can always peek, but it just seems too soft. It's not gonna hold up to my flipping it. I've gotten pretty good at doing the old, you know, flip like this with a pan, but not with this pan. I can do that with like a saute pan nowadays. But you know, you can kind of just see it's just too soft to flip yet. And we like them to be a nice golden brown. Now the bubbles have gotten a lot larger. This is getting more firm. You can see some golden brown under there. So this is about ready to flip now. So I feel confident that I can go under it and quick flip, and there we go. And the splatter stuff, it happens. I mean, don't sweat it. Okay, I think this is done. Yeah, really nice and golden brown. So I've gone ahead and put some syrup on here, and I'm going to taste it. Yum! But I just want to let you know the other amazing way to serve this is with cinnamon and sugar, to die for. That's actually how my daughter prefers it. And you know, even if you put a little butter and cinnamon and sugar, awesome. But I love syrup most of the time, so I usually go syrup. Very light and kind of crispy on the outside. So I think these will be a huge win for your family. I might just finish this and make Steve another one. I've got other cooking recipes, so if you are interested in those, just take a look on my channel. I've got some other videos. There's probably one going to pop up in the little suggestion thingy above me right now. And if you enjoyed the video, just please do give it a thumbs up. That'd be great. And subscribe if you want to get notifications for all my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day or evening wherever you are.